When there's a crime in the United States of America, oftentimes the district attorney office could care less who is being charged for it. As long as somebody goes to jail for it, district attorney offices are usually happy. Just like gone on YouTube, figure your brain some new food. Hello people, and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time on the channel, a special welcome to you. I ask that you check out the rest of my videos. If you like what you see, give them a thumbs up, leave a comment, but more than anything, I'm asking that you subscribe to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about a situation that was brought to my attention recently. This situation involves two young men in the United States of America, Terrence Richardson and Ferrone Claiborne, which in April 25th, 1998, these two men were accused of murdering a police officer. Officer Gibson was gunned down in Waverly, Virginia in the United States of America. But before dying, Officer Gibson was able to give the description of the two men who actually shot him. From my understanding, the description that Officer Gibson gave did not match these two men. However, these two men were arrested and charged for that crime. Before I go any further, let me say this. There is a saying which I embrace, which I respect, which I adore, and I wish that this saying is embedded into people worldwide, especially into justice systems worldwide. And that saying goes, justice denied anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And I'm not saying that in defense of criminal. What I'm saying is justice is supposed to be an even scale. I believe that the guilty should be charged and penalized for their actions, equally as I believe that the innocent should be free and have a flawless record and reputation. There's just too much of that going on in the world, especially in the United States of America, especially when it comes to black people. The sad thing about black people worldwide, especially in America where they have this active justice system that's supposed to be one of the greatest of the world. Black people do not have enough voices, do not have enough just voices, do not have enough people on their behalf that's actually speaking up for them. So when innocent black people are arrested and charged, they just get discarded from society and they're forgotten, because to most of us it's not our business, it's not our concern. That's just too bad for them. While when you flip that script and it happened to a white person who was actually nobody to begin with, people come out of the woodworks and news station carried for year and year and year after year. So there is this transparent sadness that a case like this, and I can only imagine how many other cases like this actually exist in the United States of America. So let me get on to the details of the case to what I understand, and I'm going to inject my legal knowledge and my legal challenges as a voice echoing the injustice that has taken place, and use my platform at the same time to spread the word and hope that other people can open up their mouth or do something, write a letter, do something on behalf of these people, even though they may not be related to you, or they may just be unknown to you overall. There is still something that you can do, because like I say, justice denied anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. So to my understanding, the description did not fit these two guys to begin with. However, these guys were taken to court on these charges and they were being threatened with a life in prison sentence. So they were being threatened with a life sentence. And as you know, or if you don't know, one of the regular thing in the United States of America, especially when it comes to black people and Hispanic people, they're usually forced into plea deals, and they're usually threatened with you'll not be able to win this case. And us knowing that we're black, we actually believe this person, and we just think the judicial system is so big, so Might as well I just take a guilty plea even though I did not do it. So this is what happened in this case. These two guys actually took a guilty plea and they got a lesser sentence. So they did not get life in prison. I don't know what sentence they got, but anything is better than life in prison. So they didn't get life in prison. So from my understanding, while they were still doing their time, the family of the deceased police officer was not happy. They think, listen, these guys got off lightly. So the family pressured the federal prosecutor to push for a federal crime, a federal murder charge. And the federal prosecutor was successful in attaining a federal murder charge. And what I heard was up on the federal murder charge was some conjured drug charges as well. However, at the federal level, these guys were found not guilty. Good news, right? They were found not guilty. So what one would expect after that right there is that, considering that they did not get found guilty at the federal level, is that the lower court level, the district court or common pleas court level, sentence would just resume as it is. Following the rule of law, that's what should have happened in this case. But what actually happened was the federal judge, even though he or she found the defendants not guilty at a federal level, the federal judge actually sentenced these guys to life in prison. So the federal judge, even though this was not an appeal level, the federal judge actually overruled the lower court judge and overruled the plea deal and accepted only the guilty plea and injected his or her life sentence. Violation, violation, violation. I understand that the federal court is above the lower court, but to my understanding of law, especially when it comes to criminal law, unless the same case was being appealed in a federal court, because it's actually the same case and the same facts. No. So what I'm trying to say, if the case is appealed at the Superior Court or the Supreme Court level, then you can actually take a risk of having your sentence changed because you already pled guilty. But you have to understand that a state charge and a federal charge, as much as it's the same case, it is as if you're dealing with two separate cases. Because let's say, for example, they were across the state line in Washington, D.C. Any crime you commit in Washington, D.C. is a federal crime. There's no state level crime in Washington, D.C. So I would understand if they were in Washington, D.C. and the murder charge automatically was a federal murder charge. But considering that they were in Virginia, which is a Commonwealth state, that does not apply. So to my legal knowledge, unless someone could show me somewhere in the law books or show me some new amendment to the rules that allow a federal judge to just make a lower court judge judgment obsolete, even though this is not an appeal. Just because the family is pressing for a federal charge that would attract a bigger sentence doesn't necessarily mean they should get what they want. Worst over that the federal judge found them not guilty at a federal level. Here's what I'm saying to the family. I understand that when you lose a loved one, you would like justice to prevail. I'm all for that. But to my knowledge of the United States of America, my experience in the United States of America, what I was exposed to is this. When there's a crime in the United States of America, oftentimes the district attorney office could care less who is being charged for it. As long as somebody goes to jail for it, district attorney offices are usually happy. And that is a sad thing. I don't know if that goes on in the United States of America today, but I can tell you that that goes down in the United States of America in the 90s. It was sad then, and if it's still going on, it is even sadder now. Because you know what? we're supposed to be out of these dark ages. We're supposed to be, okay, let me not act naive. The world will never be a level playing field. But what I'm saying is the just should be free and the guilty should be imprisoned. And without reasonable doubts, okay, I understand that making a guilty plea is a presentation of a reasonable doubt, even if the courts or the district attorney do not find any facts. As long as the defendant says they are guilty, that itself equates to a reasonable doubt. However, even though it is reasonable doubt, it is a reasonable doubt at a state level. It is a violation of law. It is a violation of human rights to send these two guys to prison for life, even though they were already sentenced to less than life. It's what the United States of America has a double jeopardy clause, and obviously they're not protected under the double jeopardy clause. Anyway, people, like I say, justice denied anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And even though it's not a Jamaica-related issue, my channel is mostly about Jamaica, but do not forget, my channel is also about social justice and law, especially when it comes to people who resembles me. If I can be a voice to let the world know that injustice is being prevailed somewhere, I will gladly do so in hopes that this kind of foolishness and this type of sin, I would call it a sin, I would just do it in hopes that this kind of sin can stop. Like I say, guilty should be punished. Innocent people should not be going to prison and should not be penalized for anything, because it would just defeat the purpose of being innocent. And not only defeat the purpose of being innocent, but the thing is, when you hear a lie too much, when a lie becomes too much or too loud, it suddenly becomes believable. And as a black man who have traveled the world and hear the point of views of other people who are non-blacks, I understand that the reputation of black people is marred worldwide. People see us as criminally intent. People see us as most likely to break the rules, most likely to steal, most likely to do anything against law and order. And that is so wrong. That is so wrong. I mean, I sit here myself and I can be an example and testify that I'm not about that. The children I raise are not about that. My wife is not about that. And we are black people. I have friends of the same color that are not about that. So it is kind of sad that we have to always try to prove ourselves that it is not true or we're not like what they said. Anyway, people, before I go, let me big up some people.
Big up yourself to the maximum.
First and foremost, I want to big up Blessed One. Blessed One, big up yourself. Malachi J. O. Taylor, ML. In the Travel Life of Daniel, big up yourself. Ivelyn D. Seal Mad Flavor, big up yourself, brethren. And last but not least, I want to big up Moonlight Queen.
Big up yourself to the maximum.
Anyway, people, that's pretty much it for the day. Let me know what you think about this video. As you know, on my channel, I appreciate thumbs up and thumbs down, agreement and disagreement, people, because at the end of the day, each one teach one. You've reached the end of my video, and that in itself is a support that I truly appreciate. Other ways that you can support this channel is by giving this video a thumbs up. But the most important way to support my channel is to hit that subscribe button so you do not miss out on any of my future uploads. The third way to support this channel is to go to my Teespring account and purchase in any of my merch. And the fourth way that you can support this channel is joining me on Patreon to give me a contribution to help me to do what I do here on YouTube. Once again, I want to thank all of you guys for checking out my video and ask that you continue to join me, ENT Sabas, here on YouTube to see where my journey takes me. Until next time, peace.